This right here is the expression of defeat. Anyway, tournament recap time. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to No Counters, No Combos. As you can see here, I have my Trunks deck fanned out for everybody to see. It's the morning after my locals, and it went okay. I ended up top 8ing. I think my official place was 6th overall. My record was 5-2-1. They played best of 3, which was surprising because my locals usually never does that. So we played best of 3. I was 5-2-1, so it got me to top 8. I did lose my top 8 match, but records and percentage-wise and tiebreakers, I ended up getting 6th place. I don't know how, but I'm not going to complain about that. We're not talking about placing and stuff. We're talking about winning or losing, and I lost. I wasn't able to win the tournament, but I did see some good things. The deck performed as good as I thought it was going to perform. There were definitely times where I was in a situation where I was like, man, I could really use this card, or man, I wish I didn't have so many copies of this card. So we're going to get into that today. We're kind of going to go over how everything went, what my matchups were. It's not really much to go over as far as matchups are concerned. It was literally like everybody was running starter deck Goku and Vegeta, and then there was like 2 Cell players and 1 Red Majin Vegeta player. That was it. Everything was like Goku, starter deck Goku and Vegeta. So that was pretty much all my matchups, which is good because those are the decks that I really geared towards the most because that's the meta right now. My Vegeta matchups I won handedly. They were pretty easy, especially because of the Self Awakening, and they bring themselves down to 4 life so quickly, and I just comboed over. The only downside of that was I pretty much wasn't able to maintain advantage in my hand because of the crit that Vegeta has. So I was basically all my lives were getting put in the crit because I really wasn't going to combo over, especially that early on in the game. I wanted to get down to 4 so I can awaken. So my Vegeta matchups were good, pretty easily. I won them, but starter deck Goku, that card is a problem. The ability to untap your blue energy, it's just so good. This one opponent I was playing, he was playing a blue-green starter deck Goku, which is basically how you run the deck. And every time he would pass turn, he had all of his energies like just stood up. It was insane. So it's hard to play a combo deck knowing that your opponent has so much energy to tap to play resources. So I kind of had to change my playstyle like on the fly a little bit. I had to be not as aggressive because I couldn't dump or shotgun my whole hand into everything because I knew I was going to have to play defense next turn. So that kind of caught me off guard. There was one play where I had Kaba and I was going to go swing with Kaba to take the double strike, and my opponent countered with Furious Attacker Vegeta. I think that's his name is. Yeah, the Vegeta that's a counter. That when you play him, you get to pop a card with 4 or less. He actually tapped 4 energy on my turn to bring that card out, negated my attack, and then popped my Kaba. And I was just like, wow, what do I do now? He's got a 20k double strike on board. Next turn, I know he's going to go in. I just wasn't able to take that one. And then the one draw that I had was with the Cell deck because they were playing hand control Cell or hand destruction Cell, but it was really slow. Like it was a Broly engine with the hand destruction, and they were just pumping out resources on board and not attacking. Like at one point, my opponent's board was 3 full power Gotenks, the 3-drop, 1 6-drop Broly, and like a Goku, like a bundle of Curiosity Goku, and he wouldn't attack. He was just brought the Broly out to put me down 2 cards, and he wanted to wait until the next turn to attack with all his Gotenks. so that he still had energy to use, and so I would pitch a card every turn. I ended up winning that because I just out aggroed and he wasn't prepared for it. But all in all, the deck performed very well. I'm not really too concerned about it moving forward. I mean, I definitely saw areas where I could make adjustments. I feel like the deck needs more destruction. So I'm specifically talking about Energy Boost Beerus. I feel like Energy Boost Beerus is such a good card. You know, it is a little tough to get up to that 5 energy threshold and just be able to tap, 4 energy to drop him. But then, you can untap with Unyielding Trunks, you can untap with Sensor Beans. So there's ways of doing it. And the times I played Beerus, it was just every time he came in, he did something, and it was a 20k body on board with Double Strike. So I feel like I would tweak the deck a little bit and try to either add 1 or 2 more Beerus. Monaka, in theory, I had the idea of using Monaka just to be able to give my leader Double Strike, and I felt like my opponent wasn't going to be expecting it. But it really wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, or that many copies wasn't as good as I thought it would be. There were times where I had literally like 3 Monakas in my hand, on defense, and there was nothing I can do to combo. They were just dead cards in my hand because I knew I wasn't going to be able to use them until my next turn if I decided to. And I had gotten down my opponent to 1 life so quickly that there was no point of having Double Strike. So I feel like Monaka can come out of the deck as I make tweaks and stuff. Results of Training is so good. That card is so good. Sense of Being and Results of Training, honestly, are like the 2 best cards in the deck. They're just so good. It's disgusting how good those cards are. Being able to awaken, not having to worry about self-awakening. The game 1 Cell player was leaving me at 5 life, and I was just like, he didn't think I was running Results of Training because he had already seen that I was using Kaba. So he was like, all right, so Kaba's his way of awakening. I'm okay, I'll just leave him at 5. And I was like, all right, so I'm going to Results. And he was like, wait, you play Kaba and Results? I was like, yeah. He was just like, wow. And then I just went on. Like, I went from having like 3 cards in hand. I resulted, and I ended up going like from 3 to like 8 cards. It was insane. But yeah, Results is such a good card. Senzu Bean's good on both offense and defense just to restand your energy so you can combo out and play different cards. Piccolo is self-explanatory. Jocko, holy crap. Jocko is so freaking good. Jocko literally saved me in one of my games. I had 1 life. I had 1 life in my total, and my opponent went to go shotgun his hand for game. And literally, I Jocko'd, Piccolo'd, and then off of the Piccolo, I ripped another Jocko and Jocko'd again. So I had 3 Jockos back to back to back, and I ended up being just 5k over, and then next turn I just won. It was insane. Jocko is such a good card. It's such a good defensive card. It's like your opponent calculates all this stuff to think they have game, and you just bounce everything right back. It's so good. 4 is a must. Raging Spirit, Gohan was really good too. 3 I thought was like the perfect number because I never really brought out all 3 of them in each game. I would only get like 2 of them out a game. And then if I had an extra one, I would charge it, or the other one would always be prized. And because I was playing so much crit, they usually just ended up in my drop. But he's really good. I like it a lot, especially because your opponent, what they do is they'll attack you first turn because you only have 1 energy, nothing on board, and you just bring it out. You got a 15k body on board. So I think 3 is a good number. And then my low-key was the MVP. I don't play any negates in this deck, as you can see, right? So Mai is my pseudo-negate. I'll bring her out. She's a blocker, But the good thing about it, too, is that because she's a battle card, it baits out your opponent's destruction. So there were turns where like I would have a Mai on board as my blocker, and my opponent would Kale and just pop the Mai, or they would Beerus and pop the Mai, with other threats on board still. So it's like, they really don't want that blocker because, that's basically a free negate because you're not charging any energy to play it because of Trunks. So Mai was really good. There was a lot of times where I used Mai as an attacker just to be aggressive because you can drop them for free. So I would be like completely tapped out. I would go through my whole offensive stage. My opponent would combo all these cards out of their hand to stay alive. And then I would just drop a Mai, maybe they would negate one Mai, that drop another Mai. They would combo out and that dropped the third. And they're just like, man, how many Mai's do you have? I would just literally hoard them in my hand and just wait for the optimal time to play them. It's a free card, so it's so good. And then of course, unyielding Spirit Trunks is too good in this deck because you draw off of the combo and you untap an energy. It's just too good. It extends your plays. It allows you to make multiple plays with so little energy. Like there were very few times where I charged more than 4 energy this game in this tournament. I literally had 1 red energy, maybe like 2 blue energies, and maybe another random red energy just to keep the ratios right. And I would just stay at that unless I would drop a Beerus. I would have to go up to 5 or results. But for the most part, I just stayed at 4 energy and just kept abusing this, untapping and tapping the same cards just to bring stuff out. The red engine is awesome. Kaba, Mighty Mask, and Champa, they're so good. The Double Strike Champa is so good. It's just too good of a card. The red Goten, I barely even charged it. Like, I barely saw it. There was one time where I actually searched it, off of the Mighty Mask because I had already used my other 2 Gotens. But it's just there for that specific reason, just to have another search target and be able to have a sustainable red energy. And it's also a free 5k combo that allows you to draw off your leader. And then the Family of Justice Goten was really good too. I'm thinking about maybe bumping it up to 3. So I might make a couple tweaks here and there just because it gives you another route for destruction. But at the same time, it's only 3 or less, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to limit myself or just have unlimited destruction as far as like Beerus and stuff like that just pop a card. So I don't know about what I'm going to do about that. But all in all, the deck ran great. I wasn't able to win the tournament, and my local schedule this week changed a little bit. Originally, there was 5 locals that were slated for this week. It's only 2 now. Like, there was one that I went to already, and now the next one is going to be on Sunday. So I'm only going to be able to go to 2 locals this week instead of 5. I really wanted to try to get to as many as possible. It's just not going to happen. There's just no availability to go. What I am going to do, though, obviously the new expansion sets come out on Friday. So this is not the same build that I'm going to be taking into Sunday's local. I'm actually going to try to incorporate some of the new cards into my build and see how everything works and interacts with each other. But I just wanted to bring you guys this update and let you know that I did good. I did okay. I didn't do great. I did good. My tournament pack was the promo Gohan, which is great. The green one, so like the really expensive one. So that was good. I mean, that's a great pull as far as your tournament pack volume 2 is concerned. And then I didn't really get any prizes. Obviously, I mean, I top 8'd, but I was in 6th places. Prize support is only top 3. But I was happy with the results of my tournament pack pull, and I was happy with how the deck interacted. A lot of people were asking me, like, oh, why aren't you playing Red Promo Gohan? Or why aren't you playing Miraculous Comeback Gohan? Or why aren't you playing Vegeta? And I was like, honestly, I'm not playing them just because I don't have them. I mean, I want to try to make a deck where I don't have to rely on those crazy cards that are a little difficult to get your hands on. And this deck did all right. I mean, there was another Trunks player who was playing in the tournament that he got 2 losses right away and he dropped. He was running those cards, like the Vegetos and the Ultimate Gohans and stuff like that. It just didn't work for him. I mean, this deck works for me. Everybody's playstyle is different. Not everybody's going to be playing the exact same cards carbon copy. That's why I think this game is so healthy, because there's so many different strategies and so many different ways to play the same leader. And I just don't feel the need for it. I mean, I like the deck the way it is. Sure, can it would it benefit from having some boosts and stuff like that from promo cards? Absolutely, but am I willing to shell out the money to get them or try to trade for them? No, I have what I have, and this is what I'm going to play with, and I'm trying to innovate it. I'm trying to make good with what I have, and I think that's more important than paying a ridiculous amount of money to play a card that is good. Because what happens, God forbid, one day those cards are no longer available, then you have to make do with what you have. So I like the deck the way it is. I hope you guys enjoy the quick analysis. I got a couple special treats for you guys this week as far as content is concerned. As far as my updated deck profile for this Trunks, I will be posting that before my next local, and it's definitely going to incorporate some of the new cards, so be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, we'll have some product opening and some product review. And that's about it. It's been a pretty good week so far. I'm getting ready to get back to the local scene on Sunday. And thank you guys for watching and the continuing support. Don't forget to subscribe. Like the video if you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to click the bell for notifications so that you get notified when I drop my next video. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. I'll see you guys soon.